In today's video, I'm going to share with you guys how I use Bookmap to find high probability trading opportunities. Now, you may be used to looking at a conventional chart where you see a candle represented in time periods, meaning in this case, a 3-minute chart, a 5-minute chart, 1-minute chart, or whatever period you have the chart set to. What if I could tell you there's a way that we can tell where the market is likely to turn, or at minimum, be attracted to like a magnet? Well, that's exactly what Bookmap does for me. Now, if you think I'm new to Bookmap, you are absolutely wrong. You can see back here in September of 2020, I actually purchased my own copy of Bookmap. So no, I'm not new to Bookmap. I'm not new to the concepts. However, I do trade Bookmap slightly different than what I did before. And similar to what NinjaTrader has, we can go back and watch the tape unfold. However, I need to make you guys aware of some characteristics real quick to get guys familiar with the Bookmap chart so you know exactly what we're looking for. So these horizontal lines that we see on the screen, if they're trading above where the bubbles are, then that tells us that there are resting sell orders. All the lines to the downside are resting buy orders. The darker color red the line is, that means the more orders are sitting at that specific price point. If you look right here on the price chart, right up here at about 56.03, we can see we have 475 contracts sitting there. You can see this same type of data looking at the level 2. However, you can't see when they pulled the order. There's a resting order sitting right here, and you can see it essentially dropped off at 10:45 in the morning, and then it's no longer there. So that person that was willing to sell there is simply no longer interested. Now, why is this important? Well, think about this. If we're coming up to a heavy level where it appears there's sellers on the tape, then they go ahead and pull their orders. What is going to be the resistance to actually push prices back lower? And I want you guys to look real quick. If we look at where the resting orders are, anywhere from about 56.03 up here to about 56.04, and that's going to come in right around the 1050 time frame. Well, if we jump right over here and we look at the 1050 time frame, which brings us right up in this area, what did the market do? Oh, it rejected right back down, then it started to go up. Now I want to show you guys how you can actually see absorption taking place in the market in real time, and it is very, very simple. So for this, I'm going to simply come right up here and I'm going to go ahead and hit play. Now I did speed it up to about 8 times speed, but I want you guys to pay attention to when the market comes up here to interact with those orders. We're just simply going to let it play. And I want you guys to pay attention to the size of the bubbles. Now, as we're starting to come up towards those orders, look at the size of the bubble. We're seeing the buyers try to aggressively come into the market. Then we're going to go ahead and continue to hit play. Look how large that bubble has gotten. All right. That's letting us know the buyers are trying to overwhelm the sellers. Now there's going to be 2 parts to this. One, are we going to simply push up and out, or are we going to start to come back down? Now, let me know in the comment section down below real quick. Pause the video. Do you guys think the market is going to push up from this area, or do you think the market's going to start to come back down? Now, as we go ahead and we resume the play, I want you guys to focus on one thing. If indeed, and kind of gave it away right there, but if indeed we're going to go higher, we need to get above where this bubble is. If we cannot get above it, then guess what? Then the sellers were able to overwhelm the buyers. And look, there's another telltale. Look what we had come in right at 46.04, right when this went to drop down. We have 468 orders that popped up right over here. And again, these are things that is very hard to see by just simply looking at level 2 quotes. We can see this on the Bookmap. Then as I go ahead and I resume, I'm just going to sit there and watch this. And I want to see if you guys can tell me where the next move is going to come into play. When should we essentially go ahead and abandon trying to be short off of this area over here? And again, we're going to simply watch it. And let's look. So in my book, as long as we are below the upper part of this bubble over here, I still want to give the shorts the benefit of the doubt if indeed I participated in that short trade. Now, this works even better when you can combine this with other levels, but look what we have right up here. We still have those sellers right there. 487 contracts wanting to be sold right there. Now, look what we had come in right here. The sellers jumped down, right? The sellers that were up here, bright red, boom, jump right down to where price is. So you can see we have 1,112 sellers right here trying to push the market down. So we can actually see the battle between the buyers and sellers taking place on the tape right here in front of us. So if you're sick and tired of looking at candle go up and down, up and down, up and down, what's going on, we can actually see the orders where the buyers and sellers are fighting things out. So now we're going to simply hit play, and I want to go ahead and see, do those sellers go ahead and get overtaken? And what do you see? We start pushing away from that area. We have a decent delta right here, meaning the bubble. We start pushing below that area. Now, where am I likely going to go ahead and target this market? You can see we have an order down here at 55.94. We have another larger order down here at 55.89. To the upside, we also have liquidity, the first area about 56.03, and we have an order out here that's been sitting out here for a little bit now. So if we start coming up here, that could be a point of interest in the future as well. But let's sit there. Let's simply watch the market unfold in front of our eyes. Let's see if we can determine when we should go ahead and negate the thesis that we want to be on the sell side of the market. And again, sell side of the market started right over here. And look what we have. Sellers are present once again. Look at the red line right there. We can see the sellers are trying to come in full force. So let's see, can the sellers defend it? You can see the buyers stepping in again, the big green delta. So this is going to be a big clue for us, right? Wow, look at the delta now, got even larger on this candle. So similar to what we did with the delta over here, the bubble, if we start breaking down towards the bottom of it, well, guess what? I want to go ahead and be on the sell side. If we start breaking the top side, well, that's the case where I want to go ahead and say, okay, can we go ahead and negate that short position, go ahead and flip to the long side? Look what we're doing. We're breaking below that bubble. We're breaking below the delta, the big delta where all the absorption was taking place. And let's see if we start to get some more movement over here to the downside. So we're going to simply let the market go ahead and play out. I'm going to speed this up just a bit more. And let's see, all right, we're just going sideways. Nothing to do at this moment. All right, the buyers and sellers are kind of equilibrium at this moment. Now look, we start to come down here just a little bit. You see a little bit of delta show up right here. And we're going to see, can we push down towards some of these resting buy orders? You can see the market is starting to go down, and look at the size of the delta on this, right? This is the largest bubble that we've seen in a while. And you can see the angle is more going down here than what it was over here when we're just kind of going sideways. So similar to what we talked about with the bubble over here, let's see, can the buyers essentially flip it from this area here and try to take the market back long from this area? So again, we see more sellers, but look now, did we push substantially lower? No. So at that point, I want to be on high alert. One, I can look to mitigate some of my risk, meaning AKA move my stop loss a little bit lower, or I can simply have my finger on the close button, looking to exit if we start to take out the top of where this red bubble is. Then you're going to see real quick, boom, we start breaking the top, and look right down here. All the buyers came in as we starting to come up here. You can see the buyers show up right here on the tape. So what do you think is likely going to occur? Yes, we're probably going to go higher. Look at the big resting liquidity that we have all the way up here at 56.04. We're going to simply hit play, and let's see, can the market make it all the way up towards that area or not? I'm going to simply speed this up here just a bit, and let's see, how does this actually unfold? Now, this is just normal trade taking place. If we see any outsized delta, then I want to pay attention to what is going on. I also want to see if any new resting liquidity actually starts to pop up in the market. There we go. We had a decent bubble here, but what do? We continue to push up higher. We have a decent bubble here. So as long as we can continue to push higher, I would then want to go ahead and have my targets near the 56.04, and we'll see if we'll be able to actually push up and through that area. Now you can see we had the big delta. We're just kind of going sideways, and look, we're just about ready to interact with that order that's been resting there for some time. We're going to see, can we go ahead and get through the finish line? There you go. Bada bing, bada boom. Looking at this as the market was unfolding, watching the interaction between both the buyers and the sellers on the tape. Now, if you guys want to check out Bookmap, you can use my affiliate link down below. You can save 20% off your first month by using code Mike20%. Now, if you want to see a long trade that I place with the help of Bookmap, watch this video right here.